The Complete Works of William Shakespeare by William Shakespeare. Act 4, Scene 1. Athens. A room in the prison. Enter Iler and his friend. Iler. Hear you no more? Was nothing said of me concerning the escape of Palamon? Good sir, remember. One friend. Nothing that I heard, for I came home before the business was fully ended, yet I might perceive, ere I departed, a great likelihood of both their pardons, for Hippolyta, and fairy Y.D. Emily, upon their knees begged with such handsome pity, that the Duke methought stood staggering, whether he should follow his rash oath, or the sweet compassion of those two ladies, and to second them, that truly noble Prince Perithous, half his own heart, said in two, that I hope all shall be well, either heard I. One question of your name, or his scape. Enter two. Friend. Iler. Pray heaven it hold so. 2. Friend. Be of good comfort, man, I bring you news, good news. Iler. They are welcome, too. Friend. Palamon has cleared you, and got your pardon, and discovered how and by whose means he escaped, which was your daughter's, whose pardon is procured too, and the prisoner, not to be held ungrateful to her goodness, has given a sum of money to her marriage, a large one, I'll assure you. Iler. Ye are a good man and ever bring good news. 1. Friend. How was it ended? 2. Friend. Why, as it should be, they that never begged but they prevailed, had their sweets fairly granted, the prisoners have their lives. 1. Friend. I knew 't would be so. 2. Friend. But there be new conditions, which you'll hear of at better time. Iler. I hope they are good. 2. Friend. They are honorable, how good they'll prove I know not. Enter Wur. 1. Friend. 'Twill be known. Wur. Alas, sir, where's your daughter? Iler. Why do you ask? Wur. Oh, sir, when did you see her? 2. Friend. How he looks. Iler. This morning. Wur. Was she well? Was she in health, sir? When did she sleep? 1. Friend. These are strange questions. Iler. I do not think she was very well, for now you make me mind her, but this very day I asked her questions, and she answered me so far from what she was, so childishly, so sillily, as if she were a fool, an innocent, and I was very angry. But what of her, sir? Wur. Nothing but my pity, but you must know it, and as good by me as by an other that less loves her. Iler. Well, sir. 1. Friend. Not right? 2. Friend. Not well? Wur. No, sir, not well. 'Tis too true she is mad. 1. Friend. It cannot be. Wur. Believe you'll find it so. Iler. I have suspected what you have told me, the gods comfort her, either this was her love to Palamon, or fear of my miscarrying on his scape, or both. Wur. 'Tis likely. Iler. But why all this haste, sir? Wur. I'll tell you quickly. As I late was angling in the great lake that lies behind the Palais, from the far shore, thick set with reeds and sedges, as patiently I was attending sport, I heard a voice, a shrill one, and attentive I gave my ear, when I might well perceive 'twas one that sung, and by the smallness of it a boy or woman. I then left my angle to his own skill, came near, but yet perceived not who made the sound, the rushes and the reeds had so encompassed it. I laid me down and listened to the words she sung, for then, through a small glade cut by the fishermen, I saw it was your daughter. Iler. Pray go on, sir? Wur. She sung much, but no sense, only I heard her repeat this often, Palamon is gone to Th wood to gather mulberries, I'll find him out tomorrow. 1. Friend. Pretty soul. Wur. His shackles will betray him, he'll be taken, and what shall I do then? I'll bring a bevy, 100 black EYD maids that love as I do, with chaplets on their heads of daffodillies, with cherry lips, and cheeks of damask roses, and all we'll dance an antique for the Duke, and beg his pardon. Then she talked of you, sir, that you must loose your head tomorrow morning, and she must gather flowers to bury you, and see the house made handsome. Then she sung nothing but willow, 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 and between ever was Palamon, fair Palamon, and Palamon was a tall young man. The place was knee-deep where she sat, her corel's tresses a wreath of bulrush rounded, about her stuck 1,000 fresh water flowers of several colours, that methought she appeared like the fair nymph that feeds the lake with waters, or as Iris newly dropped down from heaven. Rings she made of rushes that grew by, and to spoke the prettiest posies. Thus our true love's tied, this you may loose, not me, and many a one. And then she wept, and sung again, and sighed, and with the same breath smiled, and kissed her hand. Too, friend. Alas, what pity it is! Were I maiden to her. She saw me, and straight sought the flood. I saved her, and set her safe to land, when presently she slipped away, and to the city made, with such a cry and swiftness that, believe me, she left me far behind her. 3 or 4 I saw from far off cross her, one of 'em I knew to be your brother, where she stayed, and fell, scarce to be got away. I left them with her, and her brother, daughter, and others. And Heather came to tell you. Here they are. Daughter sings. May you never more enjoy the light and sea. Is not this a fine song? Brother. Oh, a very fine one. Daughter. I can sing 20 more. Brother. I think you can. Daughter. Yes, truly, can I. I can sing the broom, and Boney Robin. Are not you a tailor? Brother. Yes. Daughter. Where's my wedding gown? Brother. I'll bring it tomorrow. Daughter. Doe very rarely. I must be abroad else to call the maids, and pay the minstrels, for I must loose my maidenhead by cocklight. 'Twill never thrive else. Singes. O fair, O sweet, and see. Brother. You must even take it patiently. Iler. 'Tis true. Daughter. Good even, good men, pray, did you ever hear of one young Palamon? Iler. Yes, wench, we know him. Daughter. Is not a fine young gentleman? Iler. 'Tis love. Brother. By no mean cross her, she is then distempered far worse than now she shows. One friend. Yes, he's a fine man. Daughter. Oh, is he so? You have a sister? One friend. Yes. Daughter. But she shall never have him, tell her so, for a trick that I know. Why had best look to her, for if she see him once, she's gone, she's done, and undone in an hour. All the young maids of our town are in love with him, but I laugh at and let all alone. Is not a wise course? One friend. Yes. Daughter. There is at least 200 now with child by him there must be far, yet I keep close for all this, close as a cockle, and all these must be boys, he has the trick on't, and at 10 years old they must be all gelp for musicians, and sing the wars of Theseus. 2. Friend. This is strange. Daughter. As ever you heard, but say nothing. One friend. No. Daughter. They come from all parts of the dukedom to him. I'll warrant ye, he had not so few last night as 20 to dispatch. He'll tickled up in 2 hours, if his hand be in. Iler. She's lost past all cure. Brother. Heaven forbid, man. Daughter. Come hither, you are a wise man. One friend. Does she know him? 2. Friend. No, would she did. Daughter. You are master of a ship? Iler. Yes. Daughter. Where's your combasse? Iler. Here. Daughter. Set it to th north. And now direct your course to th wood, where Palamon lies longing for me. For the tackling let me alone. Come, way, my hearts, cheer lie. All. Oh, 'tis up, the wind's fair, top the bowling, out with the main saily. Where's your whistle, master? Brother. Let's get her in. Eiler. VP to the top, boy. Brother. Where's the pilot? One friend. Here. Daughter. What canst thou? Two friend. A fair wood. Daughter. Bear for it, master, take about. Singes. When Cynthia with her borrowed light, and see. Exeunt. Scene 2. A room in the palace. Enter Amelia alone with two pictures. Amelia. Yet I may bind those wounds up, that must open and bleed to death for my sake, else I'll choose, and end their strife. Two such young handsome men shall never fall for me, their weeping mothers, following the dead cold ashes of their sons, shall never curse my cruelty. Good heaven, what a sweet face has Arcite! If wise nature, with all her best endowments, all those beauties she sows into the births of noble bodies, were here a more tall woman, and had in her the coy denials of young maids, yet doubtless she would run mad for this man. What an eye, of what a fiery sparkle, and quick sweetens, has this young prince! Here Love himself sits smiling, eyes such another wanton Ganymede set Jove afire with, and in fort the gods snatch up the goodly boy, and set him by him a shining constellation. What a brow, of what a spacious majesty, he carries! Arched like the great Eidion's, but far sweeter, smoother than Pelops' shoulder. Fame and honor, methinks, from hence, as from a promontory pointed in heaven, should clap their wings, and sing to all the underworld the loves and fights of gods, and such men near him. Palamon is but his foil, to him a mere dull shadow. He's swarth and meagre, of an eye as heavy as if he had lost his mother, a still temper, no stirring in him, no alacrity. Of all this sprightly sharpens not a smile. Yet these that we count ere ours may become him. Narcissus was a sad boy, but a heavenly. Oh, who can find the bent of woman's fancy? I am a fool, my reason is lost in me. I have no choice, and I have elwide so lewdly that women ought to beat me. On my knees I ask thy pardon, Palamon. Thou art alone, and only beautiful, and these the eyes, these the bright lamps of beauty, that command and threaten love, and what young maid dare cross em? What a bold gravity, and yet inviting, has this brown manly face! O love, this only from this hour's complexion. Lie there, Arcite, thou art a chandling to him, a mere gypsy, and this the noble Bodhi. I am sought, really lost, my virgin's faith has fled me, for if my brother but even now had asked me whether I loved, I had run mad for Arcite. Now, if my sister, more for Palamon. Stand both Toj. There now, come ask me, brother. Alas, I know not. Ask me now, sweet sister, I may go Luke. What a mere child is fancy, that, having two fair gods of equal sweetness, cannot distinguish, but must crave for both. Enter a gentleman. Amelia. How now, sir? Gentleman. From the noble Duke your brother, madam, I bring you news, the knights are come. Amelia. To end the quarrel? Gentleman. Yes. Amelia. Would I might end first. What sins have I committed, chaste Diana, that my unspotted youth must now be soiled with blood of princes? And my chastity be made the altar, where the lives of lovers, two greater and two better never yet made mother's joy, must be the sacrifice to my unhappy boat I. Enter Theseus, Hippolyta, Perithous and attendants. Theseus. Bring him in quickly, by any means, I long to see him. Your two contending lovers are returned, and with them their fair knights. Now, my fair sister, you must love one of them. Amelia. I had rather both, so either for my sake should fall untimely. Enter messenger. Curtis. Theseus. Who saw him? Perithous. I a while. Gentleman. And I. Theseus. From whence come you, sir? Messenger. From the knights. Theseus. Pray speak, you that have seen them, what they are. Messenger. I will, sir, and truly what I think, 6 braver spirits than these they have brought, if we judge by the outside, I never saw, nor read of. He that stands in the first place with our sight by his seeming, should be a stout man, by his face a prince, his very looks so say him, his complexion, nearer a brown, than black, stern, and yet noble, which shews him hardy, fearless, proud of dangers. The circles of his eyes show fire within him, and as a heated lion, so he looks. His hair hangs long behind him, black and shining like raven's wings, his shoulders broad and strong, armed long and round, and on his thigh a sword hung by. A curious baldric, when he frowns to seal his will with, better, O my conscience was never soldier's friend. Theseus. Thou hast well described him. Perithous. Yet a great deal short, methinks, of him that's first with Palamon. Theseus. Pray speak him, friend. Perithous. I guess he is a prince too, and if it may be, greater, for his show has all the ornament of honor in't. He's somewhat bigger than the knight he spoke of, but of a face far sweeter. His complexion is, as a ripe grape, ruddy. He has felt, without doubt, what he fights for, and so after to make this cause his own. In's face appears all the fair hopes of what he undertakes, and when he's angry, then a settled valor, not tainted with extremes, runs through his body, and guides his arm to brave things. Fear he cannot, he shews no such soft temper. His head's yellow, hard-haired, and curled, thick twined like ivy tods, not to undell with thunder. In his face the livery of the warlike maid appears, pure red and white, for yet no beard has blessed him. And in his rolling eyes sits victory, as if she ever meant to court his valor. His nose stands high, a character of honor. His red lips, after fights, are fit for ladies. Amelia. Must these men die too? Perithous. When he speaks, his tongue sounds like a trumpet. All his lineaments are as a man would wish them, strong and clean. He wears a well-steeled axe, the staff of gold. His age some 25. Messenger. There's another, a little man, but of a tough soul, seeming as great as any. Fairer promises in such a body yet I never looked on. Perithous. Oh, he that's freckle-faced? Messenger. The same, my lord. Are they not sweet ones? Perithous. Yes, they are well. Messenger. Methinks, being so few, and well disposed, they show great and fine art in nature. He's white-haired, not wanton white, but such a manly color next to an aborn, tough, and nimble set, which shows an active soul. His arms are brawny, linda with strong sinews. To the shoulder-piece gently they swell, like women new conceived, which speaks him prone to labor, never fainting vendor the weight of arms, stout heart, still, but when he stirs. A tiger, he's grey-eyed, which yields compassion. Where he conquers, sharp to spy advantages, and where he finds them, he's swift to make them his. He does no wrongs, nor takes none. He's round-faced, and when he smiles he shows a lover, when he frowns, a soldier. About his head he wears the winner's oak, and in it stuck the favor of his lady, his age some 36. In his hand he bears a charging staff, embossed with silver. Theseus. Are they all thus? Perithous. They are all the sounds of honor. Theseus. Now, as I have a soul, I long to see em. Lady, you shall see men fight now. Hippolyta. I wish it, but not the cause, my lord. They would show bravely about the titles of 2 kingdoms. 'Tis pity love should be so tyrannous. O my soft-hearted sister, what think you? Weep not till they weep blood, wench, it must be. Theseus. You have steeled them with your boat, I. Honored friend too. You I give the field, pray, order it fitting the persons that must use it. Perithous. Yes, sir. Theseus. Come, I'll go visit em. I cannot stay, their fame has furred me so, till they appear. Good friend, be royal. Perithous. There shall want no bravery. Amelia. Poor wench, go weep, for whosoever wins, looses a noble cosin for thy sins. Exeunt. Scene 3. A room in the prison. Enter Eiler, wooer Doctor. Doctor. Her distraction is more at some time of the moon than at other some, is it not? Eiler. She is continually in a harmless distemper, sleeps little, altogether without appetite, save often drinking, dreaming of another world, and a better, and what broken piece of matter soe'er she's about, the name Palamon lards it, that she farces every business withal, effites it to every question. Enter daughter. Look where she comes, you shall perceive her behavior. Daughter. I have forgot it quite. The burden on't was down a, and penned by no worse man than Giraldo, Amelia's schoolmaster. He's as fantastic all too, as ever he may go upon's legs, for in the next world will Dido see Palamon, and then will she be out of love with Aeneas. Doctor. What stuff's here? Poor soul! Eiler. Even thus all day long. Daughter. Now for this charm that I told you of, you must bring a piece of silver on the tip of your tongue, or no fairy, then, if it be your chance to come where the blessed spirits, as there's a sight now we maids that have our levers perish, cracked to pieces with love, we shall come there, and do nothing all day long but pick flowers with Proserpine, then will I make Palamon a nosegay, then let him mark me, then doctor. How prettily she's a miss. Note her a little further. Daughter. Faith, I'll tell you, sometime we go to barley break, we of the blessed. Alas, 'tis a sore life they have each other place, such burning, frying, boiling, hissing, howling, chattering, cursing, oh they have shrewd measure. Take heed, if one be mad, or hang or drown themselves, thither they go, Jupiter bless versus, and there shall we be put in a cauldron of lead, and shearer's grease, amongst a whole million of cut purses, and there boil like a gammon of bacon that will never be enough. Exit. Doctor. How her brain coins! Daughter. Lords and courtiers that have got maids with child, they are in this place. They shall stand in fire up to the navel, and in ice up to th heart, and their th offending part burns, and the deceiving part freezes. In troth, a very grievous punishment, as one would think, for such a trifle. Believe me, one would marry a leprous witch, to be rid on't, I'll assure you. Doctor. How she continues this fancy! 'Tis not an engraft madness, but a most thick and profound melancholy. Daughter. To hear there a proud lady, and a proud city with, hull together. I were a beast and I'ld call it good sport. One cries, oh this smoke, another this fire. One cries, oh, that ever I did it behind the arras, and then howls. To each other curses a suing fellow and her garden house. Sings, I will be true, my stars, my fate, and see. Exit Daub. Eiler. What think you of her, sir? Doctor. I think she has a perturbed mind, which I cannot minister to. Eiler. Alas, what then? Doctor. Understand you, she ever affected any man, ere she beheld Palamon? Eiler. I was once, sir, in great hopes she had fixed her liking on this gentleman, my friend. Wooer. I did think so too, and would account I had a great penworth on't, to give half my state, that both she and I at this present stood unfeignedly on the same terms. Doctor. That intemperate surfeit of her eye hath distempered the other senses. They may return and settle again to execute their preordained faculties, but they are now in a most extravagant vagary. This you must do, confine her to a place, where the light may rather see me to steal in, than be permitted. Take upon you, young sir, her friend, the name of Palamon. Say you come to eat with her, and to commune of love. This will catch her attention, for this her mind beats upon. Other objects that are inserted tween her mind and I become the pranks and friskins of her mans, sing to her such green songs of love. As she says Palamon hath sung in prison, come to her, stuck in as sweet flowers as the season is mistress of, and thereto make an addition of some other compounded odors, which are grateful to the sense. All this shall become Palamon, for Palamon can sing, and Palamon is sweet, and every good thing. Desire to eat with her, carve her, drink to her, and still among, Intermingle your petition of grace and acceptance into her favor, learn what maids have been her companions and playfellows, and let them repair to her with palamon in their mouths, and appear with tokens, as if they suggested for him. It is a falsehood she is in, which is with falsehood to be combated. This may bring her to eat, to sleep, and reduce what's now out of square in her, into their former law and regiment. I have seen it approved, how many times I know not, but to make the number more, I have great hope in this. I will, between the passages of this project, come in with my appliance. Let us put it in execution, and hasten the success, which, doubt not, will bring forth comfort. Flourish. Excellent.